All right, if you're running a business, you've probably felt this. The leads start coming in, which is awesome, right? But they're coming from, well, everywhere. And suddenly, what should be a simple follow up turns into this total chaotic scramble. So today, we're going to talk about how to tame that chaos. I mean, does this sound familiar? You've got all these potential customers reaching out, but you're spending way more time just trying to keep track of who said what and where they came from instead of actually, talking to them. It's a classic sign that your business is growing for sure, but man, it's also a massive bottleneck. Okay, just think about it for a second. A lead fills out a form on your website. Boom. Someone else slides into your Instagram DMs. Then a lead from a Facebook ad pops up. Oh, and the phone rings. Before you even know what's happening, you've got like a dozen different inboxes and spreadsheets to check. It's disorganized, it's messy, and it is a perfect recipe for letting potential customers slip right through the cracks. And that chaos, it has a real and honestly, a brutal cost. Every single missed follow-up, that's a potential sale just gone. Poof. Every generic one-size-fits-all message you send out just fails to connect. And all of this, it just adds up to lost revenue and that terrible feeling that you're constantly playing catch-up instead of actually getting ahead. So here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to walk through a clear path from that chaos to total control. We'll kick things off with the problem and the solution, then dive into how to capture contacts automatically. After that, we'll get into the fun stuff, the automation engine itself, and we'll wrap up with how to manage it all with smart contact management. All right, so the solution we're going to break down here is a platform called GoHigh Level, or GHL for short. And I want you to try not to think of it as just another piece of software. Really think of it as your all-in-one command center, specifically designed to solve this exact problem of scattered, messy lead management. Really, the whole idea behind it and what users talk about all the time is that it's meant to replace a whole handful of other tools you're already paying for. The goal is to seriously lower the cost of your tech stack. It's built from the ground up to be that one-stop shop for all your sales and marketing, so everything can finally talk to each other and work together seamlessly. Okay, let's get into the first big step in taming all this chaos. We've got to get every single lead into one single place, and this is the key part, without you having to manually copy and paste anything. So let's take a look at how that actually happens. And what's so powerful here is just how comprehensive this is. GHL has its own native forms and surveys you can build right inside the platform. It hooks directly into your Facebook and Instagram DMs. It even captures inbound calls and texts automatically. And for literally everything else, there are these things called custom webhooks, which is just a fancy way of saying you can pull in leads from pretty much any other platform on the internet. The goal here is super simple. No lead ever gets left behind. So once all your contacts are flowing neatly into one central spot, that's when the real magic can begin. This is where we introduce something called workflows. You can think of these as the brains of the entire operation, the engine that can put huge chunks of your business on complete autopilot. And look, let's be totally honest for a second. As this quote from creator Jason Whaling points out, the workflow builder can look kind of scary when you first open it up. It can feel overwhelming, for sure. There's definitely a learning curve. But that initial complexity is exactly what gives you this incredible power and flexibility to build almost anything you can dream up. So what even is a workflow when you boil it down? Well, it's just an automated sequence of actions, like a recipe, that gets kicked off when one specific thing happens. And that one specific thing is called a trigger. The entire concept, all of it, boils down to a super simple formula. When this happens, then do that. The trigger is the when this happens part. For example, a form gets submitted. The action is the then do that part, like immediately send a welcome SMS. That's it. That is the fundamental building block of every single automation. But from that one simple formula, you can start stacking actions one on top of the other. Send a text, then wait an hour, then send an email, then notify your sales team, then add a specific tag. It becomes what some users call a waterfall of automation, where one action just smoothly leads to the next, handling all these complex tasks for you 24/7 without you lifting a finger. Okay, so we're capturing all our leads in one place, and we're starting to automate the follow-up. The next crucial step is to make that automation intelligent. Because this isn't just about sending messages randomly. It's about sending the right message to the right person at exactly the right time. Man, this contrast just illustrates the difference perfectly. The old way, right? You just blast the same generic email to every single person who signed up. The new way, the way that's powered by this kind of automation, is all about sending a perfectly tailored, personalized follow-up based on exactly who they are and what they told you they need. It's a game changer. So you might be wondering, how is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to one of the most powerful habits you can build in your marketing: systematic tagging. A tag is just a label. That's it. It's that simple. But I want you to think of it like a digital sticky note that you can slap onto any contact. You can create any label you want: hot_lead, nurture_sequence, customer_2025. And by doing that, you start to organize your entire audience into these really smart, manageable groups. Okay, so here's where it all comes together inside a workflow. Check out this awesome real-world example. The trigger is easy. A new prospect submits a form. But then, the workflow asks a critical question, like a fork in the road. Does this person meet our ideal client criteria based on their answers? If the answer is yes, boom, path A. They automatically get a link to book a consultation. If the answer is no, no problem, path B. They're added to a long-term email nurture sequence. Two totally different journeys, and it's all 100% automated. And that right there is the ultimate goal. That is how you create a truly personalized journey for every single person who interacts with your business. It ensures your team is only spending their precious time on the absolute hottest leads while everyone else is still being nurtured automatically in the background. It means no one ever falls through the cracks again. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to think about for your own business. Don't worry about the big, complex systems right now. Just for a moment, what is the one simple, repetitive, maybe even annoying task that you do every single day that could be your very first step into this world of automation?